AliExpress is famous for having low quality products, however sometimes you can get lucky. So what we did for this video is we bought all the best selling tech gadgets on AliExpress, because if everyone's buying them, they must be good, right? The first gadget I bought was the best selling AliExpress tablet. The price was $33.68, and fun fact, when I wanted to buy the EU plug it was 8 cents more. And the main thing I want to test on this tablet is gaming, of course. However, there's one gadget that I might be looking forward to a bit more. We bought a $16 gaming stick that connects to your TV and that has two controllers that are pretty much fake PlayStation controllers. There are 10,000 games on that stick, so I'm really looking forward to that as well. But let's start with mobile gaming on this tablet. Now the first thing I want to test with this tablet is the startup speed. Okay, it's starting. So right now it's already been starting up for 30 seconds, so and it just started up, so about half a minute for it to boot. That's not that bad. So I just started the game to see what the reaction time is like, because I think that's gonna be the problem with a cheap tablet like this. However, this actually reacts very quickly. Now I'm not sure if the tablet is gonna be good enough to play heavier and competitive games that require very fast reactions. Now, as you maybe saw the previous week on our Instagram stories, we do have smart plugs in the studio that control everything, and our goal is to be using this tablet here as the main control unit for all those smart plugs. We're gonna be connecting it later in the studio. Now, before we check out the drone, the smartwatch, the gaming console and a bunch of other gadgets, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Owned. Want to live stream but not spend days on finding great stream graphics? Owned Pro is the ultimate stream graphics companion. It now features the scene builder, which allows you to very quickly set up a complete overlay by choosing one of their free or premium designs. After personalizing your overlay, you can add it as a browser source in OBS Studio and boom, you have your first complete streaming scene. You can also add your own stream graphics, and with their live widgets, labels like recent follower are easily customizable to fit your design. And it gets better because Owned Pro now also features a new AI assistant. You can ask it any streaming related questions, for example ideas for channel point rewards. Owned Pro is completely free to use, but in case you want to upgrade, there will be a discount code in the description. The next gadget I bought was something that AliExpress is full of. It's the best selling RGB strip, and for 90 cents I was really curious if it would be useful for your setup. So the goal is to spice up the setup of Matthias. He usually edits right here, so we moved him to the side, and on the product page you had to choose between no power supply or with power supply, and I ordered both. However, it's exactly the same. I think this is what they mean with the power supply, just USB. And then besides that you got the RGB strip itself. However, on the product pictures it looked like it would be neatly packaged, but instead of the plastic roll with the strip, we just got it in a bag. So I'm gonna tape the strip to the back of this desk. Let's try to get to the other side. So on the end of the strip there's a USB which will be plugged in the PC, then you don't have to worry about powering it. I'm gonna plug it in already. They were plugged in the other way, so I'm gonna have to turn them around, and there we go. Now they do turn on. Now the distance between the lights is huge, which is what I expected. It's why the strip is so cheap. Alright, I'm gonna try to tape it like this. At least the strip has double-sided tape, and I mean, if we test this and it works, it's only $1, so that is worth it for the back of your desk. Okay, so the strip is actually working, so definitely worth the price. And with the controller on the back we can enable some themes. We can also just change the static color, so blue looks pretty clean. Let's reposition the monitor, and we never have to worry about turning them on because they're just plugged in the PC. Now these strips might not be controllable with Bluetooth, let alone with Wi-Fi, but they are a great buy for the price, and luckily we have some much cooler gadgets coming up. Personally, I'm really looking forward to testing the drone. We have a $24 smartwatch, really curious because there are amazing reviews on that one, and we also have the best-selling wireless earbuds coming up, so lots to look forward to. And something else I was really curious for is this wireless mouse that we're gonna test right now. Now this mouse is extremely cheap. It's $1.5. The mouse works with Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz, and so this means that you can just keep it around, and whenever you need a mouse, for example when you're quickly doing something on a different PC, you can just turn it on, in this case to Bluetooth. So you just click on connect, and then now I think the mouse, as you can see, will be connected. Very quick, very easy, and the battery life should be 60 days. Now I'm not sure if that's true, but I have been using it for definitely more than a week. It's still going. I think this mouse is absolutely worth it. The next gadget I bought was a $5.2 security Wi-Fi camera. It was the best selling on Amazon, so I had to buy it. Something pretty funny is that on the side there's an Internet Explorer logo. That's typical AliExpress product branding, and it should be really small because in the comments someone reacted that it's the size of a big toe. Kind of a weird comparison, but we're gonna check it out. Okay, now Matthias is going to the toilet. So I already installed this here, he didn't see. And now we can just add the camera here, it's magnetic. Now I'm gonna turn it on and it will be connecting to the Wi-Fi. So I now think that when Matthias is editing right here, that the camera will be filming him. I'm gonna change it a bit. Okay, that is perfectly aimed to the setup. Okay, I hear Matthias. He's coming. Now, the next gadget I bought is something that I was really excited about. I've seen this a lot on AliExpress and I've always wanted to buy this. And now I could for this video. This is the best-selling drone on AliExpress. The price was $27.52. In the promo picture, they said that this camera here is 8K. There is no way that's true. There's also an example image that someone took with this drone and it didn't look that bad, so I really want to check this out. I already unboxed it before. I couldn't help myself. It comes with 3 batteries. I already briefly tested the drone inside, but I quickly stopped because we want to test it outside and we're gonna do that later. However, first we need to charge all of these batteries. The next gadget is the best-selling soundbar for your PC on AliExpress. The price was $25.93 and it's also RGB, so I'm really curious. Now, there are 2 things I want to test about this soundbar. First of all, the lights on the side, the RGB, and second of all, the quality, of course. This nice fabric on the front makes it look like a premium soundbar. The soundbar does have USB and aux, so I'm curious if just USB is gonna work. Now, the sound quality should be pretty decent because it was almost... That's French. It was almost $26. There is a button on the back to turn off or turn on the RGB. The RGB also fits with the strips on the back that we installed. Let's test it. The soundbar is definitely decent. It doesn't sound very full or very crisp. There's not a lot of bass, but that is to be expected. It's $26. It looks great on this desk. It has RGB on the side, so I think it's kind of worth the price. The next gadget was very nostalgic. This is the best-selling MP3 player on AliExpress. It looks extremely similar to an iPod Shuffle, and just like the iPod Shuffle back in the day, it does not have Bluetooth, so you do need wired earbuds. However, for $4, if it sounds at least decent, it will be worth it. Now, I'm really curious to test this MP3 player. This could be a great lightweight gadget to take with you on a run, for example. You simply put a bunch of songs on a micro SD card and plug it in the side. And it also comes with earbuds, which I'm gonna plug in. However, look at how short these are. You can't even clip it on your pants because the wire is too short to reach your ears. This is so So I'm gonna turn it on and currently it says music mode. So I'm gonna press on play. I've never heard earbuds that sound this bad. Okay, there must be a problem. I'm gonna unplug them and plug them back in. This sounds so bad. That's actually crazy. I wish you could hear it right now, but I wouldn't even pay 1 cent for these earbuds. Now, I know I have wired earbuds over here and I want to test the difference because if the earbuds are the problem, then this MP3 player is a great gadget to go on a run, for example. It is very lightweight. You can easily clip it on your clothes. Now, it's a pity that the MP3 player doesn't support Bluetooth because we do have wireless earbuds coming up. I did buy the best-selling wireless earbuds on AliExpress. Really curious to check those out. Okay, now that does sound better and the earbuds aren't great quality either, but it's already a huge difference compared to these here. This is absolute trash. So yeah, I have to say for $4, I do approve of this MP3 player. If you remember, a while back we installed a Wi-Fi security camera in Matthias's setup, and in this next segment we were calling him to tell him that he shouldn't use a cable with his wireless mouse. Sadly, my audio wasn't recording, but Matthias was very confused and eventually we told him that there's a Wi-Fi camera behind him which is battery powered and completely wireless. And I'm in love with this webcam. You can even see the current bitrate on the top left, so I think we can agree that for a few dollars this Wi-Fi camera does more than what you would expect. Now, what Matthias doesn't know yet is that since he always uses his mouse cable and since it's always cluttering his desk, we're gonna give him this gadget here, which is a mouse bungee. It also has an RGB ring, so I'm really curious to check this out. However, we're gonna install it later for him. Okay, now I think before when I was passing by the charging station here, yeah, there we go. The light is green, so that means that this battery is charged and I'm going to charge all 3 of them because I'm very excited about testing out this drone and I want to fly longer outside. We're gonna drive to a field, probably, no promises. And on the website they promised 15-minute flight time per battery, so really excited. Alright, now as mentioned before, I want to use this tablet here as a control system for the whole smart studio. So I'm gonna use 3M tape so we can tape this tablet to the wall. I'm gonna plug it in. I don't think this will come off. And then now it's time to test it. So we're leaving the studio in the evening, but before leaving, we first turn on the tablet. It automatically opens on the Smart app. I can turn off Dream Setup 2, Dream Setup 1. And so just like this, we have control over the whole studio. All right, now I think it's gonna be really useful that the mouse bungee is also a USB hub on the front. The only thing you have to install yourself is the top. And so you have to plug the USB-C in the back. Until Matthias moves to this setup here, I'm just gonna use this cable to test. Okay, so you take the cable from your mouse, you push it in here in the front. Really curious how the rubber is gonna behave. Then the second part goes here in the back, and so then we can put the mouse bungee right here, because otherwise a cable would be right here behind your desk, but then it's like slowly going towards your PC, and that's actually really useful. By the way, we forgot to test the RGB, so it's connected right now, and there's a button in the front which is probably, there we go, for the RGB. This looks very clean. The next best-selling gadget I bought was the best-selling wireless earbuds. This is a type of item that's very popular on these websites because usually they sound very decent. Apple AirPods or similar things are very expensive, so if you can buy decent wireless earbuds for $8.30, that really is a steal. Now I'm very excited to test these earbuds, and the reason is that in a previous video I've tested some earbuds from AliExpress before. So these are cheaper, but just like with those other ones, the build quality feels very decent. There's also a light on the front. The earbuds themselves light up. I'm very excited to test them out. Okay, so I can immediately hear a sound once I put them in my ears. They're very sealing as well. I don't really hear that much background noise. Ooh, they have a lot of bass. I was looking to the top because Zana tested them out before and she said they are actually crazy good. These are definitely very impressive for around $8. These are actually a steal. This is amazing. Amazing. Yesterday I did test the drone on the inside already, but it was very dangerous. You might have seen it on the Instagram story. I immediately stopped doing it. Alright, so we just arrived. I'm going to unfold the drone. There is a lot of open space right here, so we can properly test it out. Alright, so I'm going to turn on the drone so we can connect our phone like this because it's a camera drone. And then we can go to the Wi-Fi, and the drone will be emitting a Wi-Fi signal, so Wi-Fi UFO. And then once it's connected, we can start the application. Click on start, and right now the drone should be working, so I should be able to film Zana with the drone. Now this is very zoomed in, so as you can see when I film myself, look at how close this is. I'm really curious how this is gonna look. Okay, I'm trying to make a few shots of this village. It is working right now. There is a tree. Okay, this actually works, but the camera quality is so crappy. Alright, so I'm gonna try the speed right now. Quick move forward. Ooh, whoa. The webcam is very zoomed in, so it's very... Oh, I forgot I was flying the drone. It's very far away right now. I'm gonna try to make a comeback. Gonna try to film me. Did you see me? Yes, for a quick moment. This is very hard to aim. Alright, now I tried to film most of it. The drone itself is definitely a lot of fun. There is some wind and I was still able to control it. However, the camera is very zoomed in, so the shots aren't very beautiful, and it's also extremely hard to aim at. It is definitely not 8K as advertised. There might be 8K pixels, I'm not sure, but they are definitely crappy ones. However, as a fun drone, you might just as well find this in a toy store. So just for that, I think it's a great product. The next thing I searched for was a smart plug, and the best selling one was $7. Unlike other cheap ones that you can buy on Amazon, it does monitor your power consumption. So if that feature works, I'm gonna be really excited about this power plug. So I'm going to unplug one of my lights. I'm gonna plug it in right here, and now we should be able to turn on the light. There we go, turn it off. Okay, now something very interesting. As you can see in the app, you can monitor the power usage, and so keeping that into consideration, $7 is cheap for this because the cheaper ones usually don't have that. Now, one final test. I'm going to decrease the power output of the light, and if the wattage in the app goes down, then it's absolutely amazing. So 80 watts right now. Okay, turn it down to about 40%. Now it's 34.5 watts, and then you will be able to see a graph of the daily usage over time. This is absolutely an amazing product. You can also turn it off manually, and on the website they also said you can link it with smart home apps, and we're gonna test a fake Apple Watch later, which I'm very excited for, and I will test if we can link it to this plug. Probably not, but it's worth a try. Now, the last two things I bought to finish the setup upgrade of Matthias were a headset holder that was $2.90 and a flexible cable organizer that was $3.85. Okay, now we can finish Matthias' setup. This is the cable management. So the headphone hanger comes with double-sided tape, very easy. So I'm simply gonna hang it here in the corner. This is gonna be absolutely perfect. I'm quickly gonna take a headset here, because I want to see the result. And so this is actually a huge upgrade while being extremely cheap. Now for this cable organizer, it was about $3.50 and I'm really curious to test this out and see the result. Okay, so they have a plastic tool, you put a bunch of cables in between, then you take the cable organizer itself, and then this way you should be able to push it over and all your cables should be going, as you can see here, to the inside. So let's test it, let's keep pushing this. It's kind of working, one of them isn't on the inside. You can always manually push it in. And as you can see, this is a very clean way to combine all your cables and make them go behind your desk. Now the next best-selling item is really exciting. This was the best-selling smartwatch. The price was $23.79. And one of the promo pictures on that page said 20 reasons to choose us. I'm not sure how this happens on a very popular product that does get a lot of sales. Why wouldn't they change this? They said, when I tell you this watch is everything, it's everything. It literally do everything a Apple Watch do. I love this comment. Receiving messages on the watch works perfectly fine, although they do look pretty basic. You can use it to measure your heartbeat. I'm gonna make it calculate right now, and currently I have 65 and I'm gonna do 20 push-ups right now. I will speed them up. Hopefully the heartbeat is gonna be higher. Okay, 20. And currently it says I have 73. 65 before was already pretty low for me. Right now, I'm kind of out of breath, so 73 beats per minute, that's definitely not possible. Now, for the calling function, we did try calling, and I'm calling myself right now to this phone, which is connected to the watch. And as you will see, it will actually get the call. However, the only options are denying the call or just muting it. The music function does work. I'm gonna start the song on Spotify. It's playing right now, however, the watch doesn't do anything. So in order to control the music, you need to actually go to the music app. So this right here. And so now right now you can change the volume. However, it's pretty laggy. You need to keep pressing it and it doesn't always register. You can easily pause it, play it, skip the song. All of that works, but these ones are pretty laggy. Find My iPhone also perfectly works. You can just make it ring. There you go. You can find the phone, stop it, and done. You can also use the watch as a trigger to make pictures. However, you need to use the application of the watch, open photo, and then the only thing you need to do to take a picture is just put your phone somewhere, then shake your wrist, and then it'll take the picture, which is kind of awkward because you're still shaking while the picture is being taken, but I guess you can also press it. Okay, that's much more useful. You can be like... You also have a bunch of watch face options in the application, or you can make one yourself. Zana was doing this before. I didn't know what it was gonna be. It was loading on my watch, but I have to be honest, once the setting was completed, it turned out to be the best background ever. And last but definitely not least, when you're a bit tired and you want to take a nap, you can easily start the timer on the watch, and then you just hope AliExpress doesn't fail you and it actually wakes you up. Now the next gadget is a 3-in-1 wireless charger. Now it was the best selling one and the price was $17.29, which definitely isn't cheap. And holding this now, it feels very lightweight, very crappy. I'm not sure if this is gonna be a good gadget. I do think the switch is just for the lights. So let's see if it turns on when I put it on here. And I don't see anything happening. On the pictures, they also showed the phone laying sideways like this. Also nothing. Did we get scammed with this charging station? I wanna try this here on the side. Since this looks way more promising with the lights, I'm gonna put it on. Ah, there we go. Now I am suspicious about the one on the side here. However, we do have the smartwatch from before, and this does wirelessly charge. So I'm gonna put it on the charger right here. This is for an Apple Watch or something similar, and there we go. It is actually charging. Okay, so this one here and this one works, but I definitely think we got scammed here on the side. It's a decent gadget, but you're not gonna be charging two phones. The gadget stinks, and I wasted $12. Now the next gadget is by far my favorite from this video. This is a wireless controller gamepad, and basically it's an HDMI stick and you have to plug this into your TV. It's a complete gaming console. There are 10,000 games on this stick from PlayStation, Game Boy, arcade games, and besides that you get two gaming controllers which are, well, perfectly replicated PS2 controllers. They do feel very lightweight. The buttons in the middle and especially the clicks of the joystick, feel cheap. I really want to play around with this. Alright, now we're testing out this console. I might have bought a TV that's a bit too big because I look like a smurf compared to my TV. They were not lying when they said thousands of games. This is actually crazy. Also on the top you can switch between categories. You have favorites. Okay, so the game is starting. By the way, you do have two controllers. You can play against someone else. Now to be fair, the game does lag a bit, but Zana was testing before and said there are some games who don't. So I'm going to quit this one. Apparently Marvel Superheroes does work well on here. Alright, I don't know the controls. However, jumping around now, okay, this does feel much smoother than the previous game. And jump. No! Okay, this game works. I want to try Pokemon. So there is a small delay. However, not that much. It's definitely manageable. Okay, very important moment. I want to see if the 3 starter Pokemon are gonna be right. Okay, so the first Pokemon I can choose is Growlithe, so something's not quite right. Water Pokemon. It's gone now, but they said water Pokemon on the screen for Growlithe, which is definitely fire. By the way, you can also change your console. For example, Atari. This is game number 9,985, so definitely 10,000 games. Absolutely nuts. Now for $16, getting 2 of these wireless controllers, this is definitely a fun gadget. Now I had a blast checking out all of these gadgets. They might not be premium products, but since we bought the best-selling ones, a lot of the times they are decent for the price. We're gonna make many similar videos. You can always follow us on Instagram for behind. We post a lot of stories there. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day.